Have you ever felt like your prayers are just hitting a ceiling? You're being sincere, you're putting in the time, but it just feels like you're not breaking through. Well, what if the issue isn't about how hard you're praying, but where you're praying from? Today, we're going to dive into a simple but honestly profound shift that can change absolutely everything. So let's just start with a really direct question. Think about your own prayer life for a second. When you pray, does it sound more like you're begging for something, or does it sound like you're declaring something? Trust me, the difference is the whole ballgame. We've all prayed prayers that sound a little something like this, right? Lord, please come. Oh, send your presence. Open the heavens. And look, these prayers come from a sincere heart, no doubt about it. But what if, even though they sound spiritual, these phrases are actually revealing that we're praying from the wrong place entirely? Yeah, this is what desperation sounds like. It creates this kind of religious strain where it feels like we have to push and strive and perform until God finally decides to act. But prayer was never, ever meant to be about religious effort. It was always meant to be about relational access. This slide really breaks it down perfectly. You see the two mindsets side by side. Servanthood, that operates from desperation, begging, and just uncertainty. But sonship, that operates from a fixed position, a place of assurance. That allows us to declare things and gives us access. This is the fundamental shift we're talking about today. So what is this big truth that changes everything? It's right here. In Christ, your spiritual position is already fixed. It's not based on your performance. It's not based on your feelings. It is an established, rock-solid reality. Now pay really close attention to the language from Ephesians here. It doesn't say God will bless us or might bless us. It says he has blessed us, past tense. This is so critical. It means you're not praying for the blessing. You're praying from a place of already being blessed. The work is finished. And it's not a one-off thing. Colossians makes the exact same point. It says God has delivered us and has conveyed us. Again, it's all past tense. You're not trying to get into the kingdom. You've already been transferred. You are a citizen right now. This is the key. Right here. The tense is everything. This simple grammatical shift from some future hope to a present tense reality is the key that unlocks a whole new dimension of confidence in your prayer life. So how is this even possible? Well, it's through what the Bible calls the spirit of adoption. This is the huge difference between a slave and a son. A slave is timid, they're fearful. But as a son or daughter, you have the right to approach God with total confidence and just cry out, Abba, Father. Okay, so this truth creates a really powerful new picture for our prayer lives. We have to stop praying like we're standing outside begging to get in, and we need to start praying from inside the house. It's a complete shift in your whole perspective. And the difference is just profound. Think about it. When you're outside, you're knocking, you're hoping someone hears you, you're praying up to a distant God. But when you're inside, you're already in the room speaking from your seat. You're not fighting for a victory anymore. You are simply enforcing a victory that has already been won. And listen, this isn't just some nice metaphor. It's a scriptural reality. Hebrews says we have boldness to enter God's presence. And why? Because of what Jesus did. Access has been granted. The door to the house is wide open for his children. So let's be crystal clear about who you are not. You are not an orphan hoping somebody notices you. You are not a slave trying to earn approval. And you are not a stranger wondering if you're ever going to be accepted. Those identities, they're gone. Instead, this is who you are. You are a son, a daughter. And you know what? Children of the King don't beg for what's already in the family inheritance. They don't wonder if the Father is listening. They speak with the complete assurance that they belong in the room. So how does this new identity actually change the words we use? This is how we move from that old frustration to real fruitfulness, by learning to speak the language of a son. When you know your position, prayer stops being this stressful performance where you're trying so hard to earn a response from God. Instead, it becomes this joyful alignment, a partnership, where you're simply agreeing with what God has already said and what he is already doing. Okay, so here's a super simple, practical technique you can use today. I call it the pause and pivot. First, as you're praying, just start to recognize when you slip into that old begging mindset. Second, just pause, take a breath, and remember your true position as a son or daughter. And finally, rephrase your prayer. Turn that desperate plea into a confident declaration of what you know is already true. I mean, this is the whole point, right here. Declarative prayer isn't about you trying to move an unwilling God. No, it's about you standing in your rightful position and moving in agreement with what He has already done. So we kind of come full circle, back to that crucial question. Which mindset are you really praying from? Does your language reflect a slave who's trying to earn something, or a son who knows he already possesses everything? And that leads us to the final thought I want to leave you with. Are you still out there praying like a slave, just knocking on the outside of the door? Or will you finally embrace your identity as a son, take your seat, and start speaking from inside the house?